In this week's channel message from the angels, they are talking about the kind of help we're going to be receiving as we move through and past our ascension. So welcome back to my channel, you guys. And for those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Ann Tucker. I am a trance channel. I channel from the angelic realm. And this week's message is about that. So some of you have asked, and I just recently asked the angels, why is it that they never really talk about the other beings that are out there, the Galactic Federation, some of these other beings that are out there to help us? So in today's message, they share their perspective on that. They talk about the kind of help we're going to be receiving, both from other planetary beings as well as from them themselves, and they get pretty specific about it. So it's a cool, exciting message. So if you'd like to hear messages like this in the future, and if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you hit the notification bell, you will hear from me every Friday. All right, I hope you enjoy the message.
I also wanted to share with you guys that I had a dream, early March, like March 1st or somewhere in there. Good morning. So March 1st, I had a dream about chickens. And I didn't share it with you guys because I knew, because in the dream, my guide spoke directly to me, which usually when a guide speaks directly to you, like when you know it's a guide and they're talking right at you, you know that whatever they're saying, you can just take it kind of for what they're, just basically take it as it is. It's not symbolic. It's like, this is the message. But for some reason I thought, oh, it means something. I don't know why. I thought it was something else. But anyways, what the message was in the dream, I had chickens in the dream, which I don't have chickens in real life. I had chickens in the dream, and there was the price of chickens and eggs and anything chicken related was going up in the dream. And I went to go check on these chickens. They were dream chickens. I don't actually have chickens. And a bunch of them had died. Like 80% of the chickens had died in the dream. And there was some sort of a chicken disease. And so in the dream, I turn and I look at my guide and I ask, like, is there a chicken disease? And the guide says very clearly, very directly, yes, there is a chicken disease. So very strange, I know. But the main reason I bring it up is that I just found out the other day, yes, there is a chicken disease. There is. Apparently there's a new strain of avian flu going around, and they're restricting chicken, like it's affecting all different poultry, and it's in different parts of the world, and it's here in the US, and there's going to be a lot less chicken out there. So yeah, I just thought I'd share it because it was so pointed that they mentioned it. I thought, why? Because I'm a vegan. I don't eat chicken. So it was sort of like, but they told me, so I thought I better tell you. So now you know, there's going to be a chicken disease. So we'll just see what happens with that. Anyways, and if you love chicken, you can actually save eggs, by the way. You can do this thing, I think it's called water glassing eggs, and you can preserve fresh eggs for months. So if you got to have your morning eggs, like, look at that. You can Google it, water glassing eggs. And apparently it works like hot darn. So, but you have to have eggs that have never been washed. Okay, total tangent. Let's get back to the message. Here's what they say. They say, you are rising. Here we listen to the opening of humankind, to the last whispers of your olden ways. The next moment arrives. Be inspired, dears. Be excellent in your vision. Expect not that what comes is merely ordinary days. Understand their true meaning spoken. Your ears will listen, your hearts will thud, your mouths will draw in the air of surprise, and surrender will drop into your minds. Let it. Allow. Be within the time of now. Be here, present. And this is their constant, like they are saying this to us over and over and over again, that the whole way that we are meant to navigate what's coming on the horizon is to be present, to experience it, to let us move through it, to accept it, to allow, to just be in a space of love and to not resist. And I think this is really important because they just keep bringing it up. It's like every message, they keep saying the same message. So I feel like this is really critical. Okay, so this first paragraph, they're saying, and I think we listen to the opening of humankind, to the last whispers of your olden ways. They've told us before that we are we are in it. Like, it is starting, this whole awakening process. Some of these larger events that they've been warning about kind of kicked off with, with what's going on with Ukraine. And they said their last whispers, they've told us that wherever it is that we're planning on being, we're supposed to be moving to that place now, starting to put yourself in a position where you want to hunker down and be, to kind of ride out whatever's coming down the pike. The next moment arrives, they're saying. Be inspired, dear. So they're really talking about our frame of reference, or the way that we're perceiving this. Be inspired. Be excellent in your vision. So this is referring to how is it that we're supposed to perceive this, or to be aware, be present, and not let ourselves get caught up in fear about what's coming. They're saying, and here they're saying, understanding their true meaning spoken for the events that are coming, to look at them with your knowledge, with your understanding of what's happening, not to get caught up in it, and to stay conscious. They're saying, and here they're really getting very specific, your ears will listen, your hearts will thud, your mouths will draw in the air of surprise, and surrender will drop into your minds. So I see this as like, okay, what is this sort of a sudden event? This makes me think of, like, imagine they've been talking about this earth rift. Imagine this earth rift happens and there's that sudden, like, oh my gosh, the shaking or water, whatever it turns out to be, right? This is how we might experience your ears. You hear something, your heart begins to beat, your mouth, oh my gosh, that drawn of surprise. And then that, oh gosh, like, how can I escape this? Or what do I do? Or where do I run? All those kind of feelings that our natural human bodies that we have might respond to some of these events that they've talked about. And they're saying, let it, like, as these things come through, let it, allow it, let it run through your body. And then they say, be within the time held now, be here, be present. So don't be in fear, but let the experience move through you. But be excellent in our vision, right? Let it happen, allow, and then, but not to fall into fear. So they go on to say, we allow some things are unfolding at present. You wish to know, spoken by us, of the many who attend, who watch this assembly of nations play at such folly as subjected upon the helpless ones. So here is referencing the fact that I am basically saying, okay, they never really mentioned other, the Galactic Federation, or the angels have never really talked about it. So I was kind of saying, okay, is this, like, why not? Like, why haven't they spoken about it? So I was asking, and some of you have asked, like, why haven't they ever spoken about it? So they're saying, you wish to know, spoken by us, of the many who attend. So it's really like, okay, what's their perspective? And then they comment on the many who attend. What are they doing right now? They are watching this assembly of nations play at such folly as subjected upon the helpless ones. So all of the different beings who are here to help us, who are sort of out there kind of waiting, they're currently occupied by watching what's unfolding here on Earth, including what's going on, the folly as subjected upon the helpless ones, the folly of these different, sort of the national players, and then the people who are just trying to have a life, who their apartment is getting bombed out, or maybe it's the 18-year-old Russian soldier who's being sent in and not really understanding what they're doing there, So that's what they're speaking about. This is what they're all engaged in watching right now, watching what's going on the earth. So they're saying, yep. There are many who attend. They're acknowledging that. They go on to say, yes, we will align ourselves with others who have come to tell and inform you now, who are here by choice to arrive and play a part significant in what is rising. In between these times of awe, they are held incomplete. These moments now of surrender, you do dignify the time and space with your own selves and offer us a view to understand your beings. And we are believed in our countenance of admiration of you. So here they're saying that yes, that they are aligning themselves, they're cooperating, that they're working together with what many people call the Galactic Federation, with other, they just say others, they're just calling it others. We align ourselves with others who have come to tell and inform you now. So the role of what these others are playing is to tell and inform us, to help us. That's a form of help that we're going to be receiving, who are here by choice, right? They arrive and play a significant part in what is rising. So they're definitely going to be playing a major role in what's unfolding and how we recover from what's unfolding. They say, in between these times of awe, they are held incomplete. So I see that to mean that the others who are here to help us are basically being held, they're waiting, that they're not, at the moment, they're not allowed to come in and do whatever it is that they're meant to be doing. They're being held incomplete. So they have not yet what their role has not yet come into action, is what they're saying. These moments now of surrender, as we surrender to what's happening, to what's coming up, this is talking about ours, the way that we're meant to surrender to what's going to occur. You do dignify the time and space with your own selves and offer us a view to understanding your beings. So they are, through all of this, they're still learning from us. And as we go through an experience, they're saying that, we are bringing our light onto the planet. We are having this actual experience. And through that experience, we are helping the rest of the universe to learn from what's going on, and from our human experience of these emotions, of our experience of everything that passes. So they said, and we are believed in our countenance of admiration of you. So they're always telling us that they see us as something wonderful, and that they see us through absolute love and admiration. That they see us as divine beings, as the embodiment of God's light on earth. They go on to say, now you see us as you are rising, and there are others here. In between the now, the planetary beings who arrive to tell, to operate, to instruct, to aid yourselves in this time of now happening. Yes, their presence will be known by yourselves. They will arrive in time, not now. In the beginning of what is now viewed as your arrival, they will come down. They will transport you now with their understanding in regard to how to be relieved from some of the burdens that do occupy you now. They have with them such intelligence as would provide meaning to such puzzles as you do struggle with. Your own template for being here multiplies with their help. So, and I feel like they're getting very specific here. They're saying so they're saying they're planetary beings, so beings from other planets who arrive here to tell, to operate, to instruct, and to aid us. So they're giving us information. They're, in terms of operate and instruct, it feels like that's, I interpret that to mean technologies that they'll be sharing with us, right, and to help us. In this time of now happening, they're saying, yes, their presence will be known by ourselves. So it's not like this is going to be something that's only on an energetic level, that they're saying that we will experience and see these people. And I think it is no mistake that for the longest time, anything related to non-planetary beings or ETs or whatever you want to call them was poo-pooed and shamed and made fun of. And then all of a sudden, the government decides to release all these files and videos that were taken by the Air Force showing and interviews with pilots talking about it. And all this stuff gets declassified and it comes out of the closet. And to me, it feels like a gradual, they're gradually, through information, shifting our cultural understanding of this stuff and making it no longer joke worthy, right? They're trying to gradually allowing it to be something that's talked about. And I feel like there's no mistake in that. Like almost as though that, the government or the powers that be know that they're out there, that it's been something that's been hidden for a long time, and that now they're sort of slowly leaking. So to get us, because for the longest time it's been discredited, how do they then undo that? Well, by slowly releasing information, and it shows up on regular news outlets, and it becomes like, oh, well, I guess maybe that is true. Here's all these credible people talking about it. So, that's me that's a totally subjective analysis. Like that's me just thinking, well, this makes sense to me. But when I hear the angels saying, hey, we're going to have an experience of them, I can't help but think about that and think, there's no accidents, right? There's no accidents here. So, yeah. And you're saying it's absolutely not a mistake that disclosure is happening now. I agree. I really do. And I try to stay open-minded, and I try to keep an analytical mind about things. I try to keep a high threshold for truth. And to be discerning. I think it's so important that we're discerning, but when I see that kind of stuff happening, I think, I think anybody would come to that conclusion looking at it. So, gradually getting everybody ready for more of the veil being lifted. Yeah, I totally agree. So we will have experience of them. Their presence will be known by ourselves. So they say they will arrive in time, not now. Then they say the beginning of what is now viewed as your arrival, they will come down. So it's really, I feel like that arrival, I see that as once we kind of move through what's coming, once this sort of awakening has happened, they will come down. They will transport you now with their understanding in regard to how to be relieved from some of the burdens that do occupy. So they're going to be helping us with the burdens that occupy us now. I see that as food, water, energy, like specifically energy. Right? I think energy is, and we've been talking about that, and it's been talked about a lot in spiritual circles. Through this, do we end up with free, renewable energy? And I think the answer is yes. So I think that definitely what burdens occupy us now? Power. Yeah, getting power, getting food, getting water to everybody, but power is the big thing. If everybody had free power, unlimited free energy, that would completely change the planet. They have with them such intelligence as would provide meaning to the puzzles that we struggle with, right? So just like that, how do we have those basic human needs solved? Your own template for being here multiplies with their help. So I think that is it. It makes it our template for being here. How is it that you can be a human on the planet more easily? And so this is the kind of technologies and help that they're going to be giving us. So I feel like that's very specific. So I was very happy to get that. All right, they go on to say, so how can you arrive where they are? To be traveled in spirit no more, but justified in your presence with them, to be lifted as they are. These instructions come with time. Their presence, you wonder, they are all beings of worth and worthiness. And we say they are deigning to help yourselves to justify their illumination, taught well by another sort. To be the giver of such information and objective learning as would signify a great change in human condition, and you will achieve much with their art. So here they're saying that they're basically vouching for these people, saying yep, or for these beings, saying that yep, their worth and worthiness, right? That they are beings of worth and worthiness. And the reason why they're helping us are basically saying that they're helping us to justify their illumination. So they were taught by someone else. So they're here to kind of pay it forward. They're helping us in turn. And to be the giver of this information, or they're saying instrumentation and objective learning. So they're going to be helping us just like they were helped. And it would signify a great change in the human condition. So, and you will achieve much with their art. Super cool. They go on to say, we are here always, but will impart a different length of our entailment. We gift you now with love and presence. We guard your planetary experience. We make your presence align with your intent. We are here to help you now, but in future passings, we bring more alacrity and force of knowing to our assistance. We bring instructions at the ready. We help you now, but not in ways of conquering objectives. And in future place, we are brethren who believe you are ready to have more depth in our connection, to work with ourselves to make your own paths more amenable to where we see potential rising, to bring you toward now focused opportunity and lead your instincts into fruition. We will aid you more than we do already. Again, very specific. So I'm loving this. So they're saying that the angels themselves are saying right now their role with us is more limited. That the things that they do right now is they say, number one, they gift us with love and presence because and you know that you can feel them with you. And I love, by the way, that they call it an entailment. The different length to our entailment. It's just it's a cool way of because yes, the tail is long, but an entailment it's a gift. Something that they've entailed. Anyways, it's cool. So we gift you now with love and presence. We guard your planetary existence. So they are the guardians of the planet. The angels are. We make your presence align with your intent. So as each of you has your own guardian angel, and they are aware of what your intention is for your life experience, the angels are there to help make sure that you stay aligned with your intent in this lifetime. They say, we are here to help you now, but in the future, the way that this changes is they bring in more. They're bringing more to the table. So they bring instructions at the ready. So they're actually going to help us with clear instructions, this is how you do this. This is how you can accomplish this. They say, so they help you now, but not in ways of conquering objectives. So in other words, they don't tell us now how to do things. We kind of have to figure it out on our own. And that's changing in the future. They're saying that they're going to be willing to work with us, and that we are going to be ready to work with them to make our own paths more amenable to where they see potential rising. So we'll say, okay, I want to do this, and they'll say, okay, well, if you do it this way, they'll give us instructions, do it this way. We see more potential to get what you want, or to accomplish what you want if you go this way. And they're going to be able to give us that kind of instruction in the future. To bring you toward now focused opportunity and lead your instincts into fruition. So we're still going to be leading, still going to be heart focused, leading and deciding and choosing, but they're going to help lead our instincts into fruition, help to guide us down the path of the greatest opportunity through their instruction. Totally cool. And you're saying working more with the angels would be so awesome. I so agree, right? Just incredible. So they say, we will aid you more than we do already. So pretty clear. I love that. They go on to say, we would now occupy your thinking with having some understanding of the conditions planetary. So what's going on right now with the planet? Understand her figure is worrying. There are fissures in her planetary crust. It is opening. There are such happenings of earthly tremor as would pass unsuspected, but they are rising. As her temperature does run amiss, she finds herself worried, pressured, intemperate, and ready to expel those forces of anger built up within. These times of pressure are opening. So yeah, they're saying that it's happening. That basically that there is the earth rift that they talked about, that the groundwork is being laid, that there's a building up. And these tremors, those earthly tremors are being that there's stuff happening that maybe we're not measuring or monitoring. But it shows an escalation, and they're seeing fissures in the crust. So they're seeing the signs that it's building, it's coming, is what they're saying. These pressures are opening. They're saying receding is the calm, the steady, and now is friction in form at the ready. Embrace this birth, this change that is passing. Turmoil is only such because you are expecting something else. Love that. If you wish and receive it not, you are working against what is passing. If you feel it just and allow the tension that rises on earth, its passing creates no furor in yourself. Be present, allowing, understanding, witness and believe, then release and allow your own being to present new life within this new frame of reference. Allow your opening to consume you not. Be ready. Be open to change, to fluctuation, to impart yourself without expectation. But acknowledge to yourself through this passage, the opportunity lies in your acceptance. I feel like this paragraph is by far the most important paragraph of the whole message, right? Absolutely. And so it really is, they're saying it, I just feel like there's so much gravity to what they're saying here. I feel like it's so important that they're really trying to help it sink in. And it says, so receding is the calm, the steady, and now friction in form is at the ready. So we perceive friction in so many different ways, and it's normally a non-physical. Friction in form, what does that sound like to you? Think about planetary crust, rubbing friction in form, right? It's like, to me, that says earthquake. Friction in form at the ready. Embrace this birth, this change that is passing. So really, we need to be in this, and they keep saying embrace, accept, right? They're really big on this. Turmoil is only such because you are expecting something else. So they're trying to prepare us to get our minds wrapped around this, to accept it, because it is the degree to which we are in friction, in resistance to what's coming. That's the degree to which we are going to encounter difficulty. So they're really trying to turmoil and experience that inner turmoil is only such because you are expecting something else. So if we are like, nope, I really got it, and clinging to, I really want my life to be the way it was, then we're really going to be really upset that it's not. So it's like, if we're expecting something else, if we are expecting this and then we're in a place of peace about it, then you can ride right through it. So they're saying, if you wish and receive it not, if you're really wishing not to have it, you're saying you are working against what is passing. If you feel it just, and I think I love that they say that, if you feel it just. So if you can empathize with the earth, and if you can look at everything that has passed here, all the war, all the difficulty, all the friction, the contrast, the if you can look at that and say, yeah, it's of course she needs to purge, right? Of course she needs to purge. And if you can feel that in your body and say, yeah, it's just, if you can empathize and feel the earth herself and her process is her due, then, and you can allow the tension that rises in the earth, they say, its passing creates no furor in yourselves. So they say, be present, allowing, understanding, just the same way as you would if you had a child, that you were holding the child as they were working through anger or working through, negative feelings that they had. And you would understand, like, oh, wow, yeah, they really have been through something hard, and allow them to have their feelings. And that's all they're saying here, is allow the earth to have her feelings, right? And be present, allowing, understanding. So we're holding space, just like you would for a child or a friend or anybody that you cared about that was going through something that was acknowledged, to acknowledge, yeah, that is difficult, what you've been through, right? Witness and believe. And I love that they use the word believe, because one of the hardest things we have on our own healing is believing some of the stuff we've been through, like to acknowledge to ourselves, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened to me. How did that even happen to me? To believe it. So we're supposed to witness and believe, yes, this is occurring. Witness and believe, then release. And allow your own being to present new life within this new frame of reference. So it is the faster that we can step into the new frame of reference that presents itself, the better off we are, right? To project our energy into that is what they're asking us to do. Present new life in this new frame of reference. Allow your opening to consume you not. So don't get lost in it. Be ready, be open to change, to fluctuation, to impart yourselves without expectation. So really being in that space of allowing and understanding it's going to be a period of change, and that's okay. And that we understand, and we're holding space in the same way that you can be present and witness someone else's anger, especially if it's not directed at you. It's much easier if it's not directed at you. But if you can witness anger and not feel like you have to repress it, and not be afraid of it, and just say, okay, your anger is justified, and you have the right to feel anger, and I'll witness that and hold space for you while you feel it, and understand you'll move through it, right? But acknowledge to yourself, through this passage, the opportunity lies in your acceptance. Like, just right there in black and white, is I think they're trying to say it so clearly. So I really wanted to spend extra time on that last paragraph, because like I said, I just feel like it's the most important paragraph, and it's the thing they keep trying to say. They said it, I think, in 50 different ways. And I think it just is becoming the feeling behind it. There's an urgency behind it to me when I look at it now. So I just feel like we should just really draw that in and just listen to it again. Listen to it again. You're saying, as you predicted, my guides and angels are MIA lately. A couple weeks ago, they were hunkered down and said, the shift is coming. This week they were gone. A hand lifted me up and placed me into my dream, placed me in meditations. And they said, paradise is within. I can't wait to have them back again. Oh, I hope for that for you too, very soon. Yeah. Yeah, that is not a good feeling, is it? I understand. I really do. And know that they're there. It's just that they're not in communication. Yeah. That they're not, that they're still with you, but not in the same way. Prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. Yeah. And empathize with the earth. Yes. Mama is most important. Hold space for Mother Earth. Yes. Mine were gone too. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. You're right. It is like, I feel like I said that there feels like the energy in this last paragraph. If you can feel the energy of it, there is like, it makes my breath catch a little bit. So you guys, thank you so much for being with me and for sharing these messages together and for holding the space as a community. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. I really am. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And by the way, you guys know we have massive amounts of like solar stuff hitting the planet right now. And I know so many of you guys have been feeling this intensely. So I think we just had a peak. Like I think the 31st was a peak for some of this energy. And so we'll just have to keep a watch and see if there's more stuff. The sun is super active right now. But hopefully some of that pressure will be lessening and you guys will be experiencing a little bit more peace in your bodies. Because I know it's like 2 nights I woke up in the middle of the night, like I drunk a bunch of coffee. and I know some of you feel it as physical pain. And so anyway, so hopefully you guys are feeling better. All right, you guys, so great to see you all. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next Friday live. Bye, you guys.